Well, fuck.
Are you threatening me?
That's right.
That would be a bad idea.
Hello there everybody, it's me, the Canadian movie buff, with a review of Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix tells the tale of Jean Grey as she is possessed by a space entity while being pursued by shape-shifting aliens from another planet. For a lot of fans, Apocalypse stained the legacy that was set up by Days of Future Past. And with Disney acquiring 20th Century Fox, it was only a matter of time before the studio had to release their final film before reverting the rights back to Marvel. The speculation regarding the reasons for the delays in the reshoots have made it one of the most infamous productions of Fox Marvel since 2015's Fantastic Four, or better known as Fan Four Stick. Now that this movie is out in the world, the franchise definitely ended on a low note. Unless you go by chronology, in which case, Logan was the final one. Yay, I guess? I must admit, Sophie Turner and Ty Sheridan feel much more comfortable in their roles in this installment. In Apocalypse, they just feel like bland background characters that were just another part of the X-Men that nobody cares about. But here the movie puts a spotlight on their relationship and on part of their character development. I'd argue that their relationship is the central thing that holds this movie together. When this space entity starts possessing Jean and making her do uncontrollable things, Cyclops seems to be the only one to step up and say, "No, she's not herself. Everybody just stand back." Probably a lot of subtext in there that was cut out, but for what we were given, I liked it. Speaking of strained relationships, the movie shows a growing divide between Charles Xavier and Mystique. Mystique thinks that all he's doing is taking all the credit and trying to get as many photo ops as possible. But Charles believes that he is doing good by being the public image of the X-Men. Being on good terms with the press and politicians is what keeps them from being discriminated against. It's what makes the mutants more accepted into society. This has been a key theme for most of the X-Men movies, but it's nice to see that from First Class to Days of Future Past to Apocalypse to Dark Phoenix, we've seen some sort of evolution in that storyline. The soundtrack also had a few good, I'm going to call, themes. Moments with the aliens and the space entity. You have these dark and looming synths overhead. You have the orchestra whenever Magneto appears on screen. The overall soundtrack itself may not be much to write home about, but there are a few notable, well, notes. I remember a time when Jennifer Lawrence gave her all when she was playing Mystique, and she was one of the best characters of the prequel series. This time around, it feels like she just wants out of the franchise as quickly as possible. You've seen the comparison images between the makeup in Dark Phoenix and the makeup in Apocalypse. It really sucks that they don't really care anymore. The actress doesn't care anymore. The makeup crew doesn't care anymore. Arguably, the writer and the director and the producers don't care anymore. I mean, what happened to the franchise? What happened? It wasn't that long ago where it felt like they were actually making something great. Now I just keep thinking of the first Logan trailer with the Johnny Cash cover of Hurt. Disney can have it all. 20th Century Fox's Empire of Dirt. Let's talk about the bad guys, okay? They're the most generic shape-shifting alien villains you can think of. It was obvious they were meant to be Skrulls, but because Captain Marvel had Skrulls and they're the good guys, and this one they were supposed to be the bad guys, well, you can't have that because apparently that would confuse the audience. Even though they are very different in design, they are in no way, shape, or form connected to each other, and I'm pretty sure most audiences are smart enough to figure out which version of Skrulls is which. I hate to use this phrase, but in the comic, the Skrulls were the bad guys. In fact, the alien race they go for in this movie is some unknown alien race that gets obliterated within the first couple pages of the book. Let me move on to the plot. What is there to say about it? It's a bare bones superhero space movie that's as generic as you can get, and the characters feel like a shell of themselves. Again, what happened to this franchise? Based on the research that I have seen, if Dark Phoenix was to come out when it was supposed to, it would have been great. I don't know what motions were put in place that caused the movie's downfall. Disney buying 20th Century Fox out, yet somehow having some sort of creative control over them even before acquiring them. It's a mystery that will never get figured out. You can look around online, and it was apparently supposed to be this epic duology that would close out the franchise, with Jean Grey battling the Skrulls at the UN building. Unfortunately, we can't judge a movie what it could have been, only what's been presented in the screen in front of us. It deserved better, but it only deserves to be seen if it's on Netflix. Alright, that's my review of Dark Phoenix. Have you seen it? Well, you probably haven't. But if you did, let me know in the comments down below, and actually better yet, tell me what your favorite X-Men movie is. Let's try and salvage the positive memories of this franchise. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're new here, and as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying, this has got to be the most disappointing end to a franchise. Hopefully you've had a really good weekend at the movies. See ya.
Oh.